Hello there, everybody. I'm WaitWhat, and I am back with Yousei, and I am back with Yousei, and I have no idea what I was doing. Okay, get back to your students.
See you.
Sounds about right. Okay, you? That's okay?
Later.
Alright, let's go somewhere else. Aki, how you doing? Nope, nothing from you. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I think I went everywhere. Talked to everyone. Might be able to re-talk to Jupiter? Maybe? Let's see. Yo, how you doing? Nope, you're done too.
You know where to find me.
Yep, I do. Well, sleep lab. Alright then. I guess we will go to Gursky. Talked to almost everybody about their alibis for 10 and to 10. Blech. Blah. Wrong attitude, emotions, blah blah. I talked to almost everyone about their alibis for 10 to 11.
And?
Well, Sean was our tour guide for most of the hour. Then he says he went to work at the university center. I remember he left Aki and Li Mei at the lab for a while. Chance says she was at work the whole time. Aaron's still sleeping, but I assume he was in his room all morning. Jupiter says she was in the lab for the entire hour, but no one saw her. David and Nathan were in the lab together that hour. Computer login times confirm all three of them in the lab.
Aaron and Chance seem to have the shakiest alibis then.
I guess. I still think it's weird that Jupiter wasn't seen by anybody even though she was apparently there, but okay. True, but I don't know if either of them have a motive. From what I can tell, Dr. Johansson treated both of them very well.
Well, it's not like the others are airtight either. Even if other people saw Sean at the center, there's still the gap of time after he left Aki. And just because a computer confirms a login doesn't mean that that person was there.
Yes. So what next?
Search for motive, but do try to be discreet. Hang on to your cover for as long as you can.
Right. Alright.
Don't want...
That's what I'm doing now. Motive. Okay. I could go the library first. Yo, what's up? Apparently I'm not looking for your motive. Again, maybe your alibis were rock solid. Nope.
Later.
Okay. Biology building. Let's go to the main lab. Apparently I'm not talking to you
know where
either.
to find me.
Okay. Sure. Aki, what's your mode? Nope, never mind. Okay. Student union? Okay. Turns out Nathan really wanted to be in charge of the lab, but Dr. Johansson appointed Jupiter instead. Nathan's been... Apparently this is not my morning. Nathan's been pretty unhappy ever since.
That's not good. Do you think he killed Johansson as revenge?
Li Mei says that there's definitely resentment bubbling around Nathan. It's possible.
Killing Dr. Johansson might be an act of revenge, but wouldn't he be more likely to kill Jupiter instead? At least, if he did something like that, then he'd be able to get what he really wants.
Good point.
Still, it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on him. Even if he's not the murderer, he might take this opportunity to do something rash.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, okay. Now you. Okay. I heard you used to be head of the student lab.
Those were not my best days.
That's so.
I got the job because I had seniority, but it wasn't a good fit.
How so?
Well, it was a lot of work. Lonely work. I prefer work with a more social angle. Working alone in the back room isn't fun in the slightest. That's why I love being a student liaison. If I weren't, I wouldn't get to meet a cool guy like you.
Oh, you're just a little weird. More than a little. Again, maybe it's just because you're so social, you just seem so odd. No one's that social, are they? I don't know, maybe they are. Okay, thanks. I'm not sure why he sounds so excited about getting to meet me. So, when did you start dating Chance?
Huh. Pretty recently. A couple of months, I guess. I don't think she's very serious about it, though. Seems more like a rebound thing. Or maybe revenge.
And you're okay with that? Sean Strugs. Sean Strugs.
You never know until you try.
What does he even mean by that? You don't mind being used?
Hey, most girls date me for my money. I thought she was going to ask me to fund her singing career at first. It's almost refreshing to be used for a different reason.
Okay, that's kind of a depressing outlook. A brief flicker of disgust moves across Sean's face, but is quickly replaced by his ever-optimistic smile. Okay, so you've covered why she'd be interested in you. Why date her?
I have my reasons.
Yes, and I'm asking you what they are.
What they are is personal. Sorry, dude, but that's prying a little further than I'd like.
You made the happy guy angry. Oh no. Alright.
Feel free to come by anytime.
Okay, next. We're going over here. Talk to Chance. Apparently we're not.
Well, let me know if I can help more.
Right. There's not... I guess I could always go... What's his name? Aaron? Was it Aaron? Hey, May. Nope.
Oh.
Apparently I don't want to talk to you either. I'm just a bundle of... whatever social activity right now. Hey, feeling better?
I want to throw up less. Does that count?
I guess. Jeez. Okay. Now that you're feeling better, now let me grill your brain about the murder you're trying to forget. Where were you yesterday morning between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m.?
Here, sleeping.
Sleeping?
Well, usually I'm supposed to be at the lab, but I got an exception because I was supposed to meet you. So, I slept in.
Fair enough. Did anyone see you?
I wouldn't know. I was asleep. David was probably long gone by then, if he wanted to get to the lab on time at least.
Okay. Has Dr. Johansson been acting strangely lately?
Strange how?
I don't know. Distracted? Scared?
No idea. Only met him twice and he was busy both times. But I guess him coming here is kind of strange.
Oh? Why is that?
He was supposed to be on a European lecture tour, but he cut it short to return. I'm not sure why. I heard that he never cancels a tour.
Something must have brought him back in a hurry. Do you remember when he decided to come back?
Sometime last week? Hard to say. Sometimes the days just run together.
Can I assume is Mr. Otten's death, or was it even before that? Because that's only been a few days, I assume. So... And he didn't say when he canceled it?
Nope.
Okay. Can you think of anyone who might want Dr. Johansson dead?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he stayed in any place long enough for anyone to hate him.
What?
He was always zipping around the world, giving talks and stuff. The only person here who he really spoke to was Jupiter. She's basically in charge of everything.
He pauses for a moment to consider a thought.
Maybe Nathan will get the job now.
Nathan?
Dr. Johansson appointed Jupiter as head researcher here, even though Nathan's been here longer. I heard he got super mad about that.
You weren't here when it happened?
Nah, I only transferred here last semester.
Who told you about Nathan?
David, I think. He's my roommate, and he introed me to everyone when I got here.
Okay. Do you remember anything from yesterday that might help figure out who killed Dr. Johansson?
I'm trying not to remember anything from yesterday, you know?
Sorry to dredge up bad memories so quickly, but it's important.
I know it's important. Doesn't make it any more fun. Let's see. Didn't see anyone I know on the way here. Kizaki looked pretty worried, but he didn't say much. Wait, on the way out, I saw Chance's car drive by.
Are you sure?
He's sure. There's a kind of dent in the back shaped like a pumpkin, or maybe a squash. But she was leaving the campus, which is weird, you know?
She told me she didn't arrive on campus until after 11. Why would she be leaving?
I don't know. I could be wrong.
Okay, Chance.
Cool.
Coming back to you. Because apparently no one else in the world wants to talk. Just to make sure. Looks like there's something of a soap opera going on here.
How so?
Well, Sean used to be lab head, but that role was passed on to Jupiter, even though Nathan wanted it. Jupiter's now dating David, but David used to date Chance, who is currently dating Sean.
I don't suppose you drew out a chart for this?
After reading all that, I need a chart. Not really.
With relationships like this, I can only assume that people are going to want to point fingers at each other. Take any accusations you hear with a grain of salt. Gralt?
God damn it. I'm not feeling it.
So, any negative feelings still brewing?
I think so. Nathan's a bit raw about things. Jupiter's definitely still unhappy. Strangely enough, David's pretty relaxed about the whole situation.
He doesn't mind that his ex is with Sean now.
He and Nathan are actually pretty positive about Sean. To hear them tell it, he's sort of Prince Charming.
Prince Sean name? No, that's all wrong. Hang on, I'll figure it out.
Just give up now. Okay. Well, she wanted to say something. Lee May, do you want to talk to me? No.
Okay.
Okay, then. We are gonna go back to this place. I suppose I can talk to Kizaki.
Okay.
Or Naoki.
Feel free to come by.
Shut up. Don't care about you. Chance! Apparently not.
Well, let me know if I...
Okay, this... Jupiter? Gursky is always my last line of defense of where do I go next. Jupiter! Help me out. Didn't you say you were going to check up on Aaron?
See. Is he awake now?
Yeah, he was when I last saw him.
Excellent. If you don't mind, could you step outside?
What?
I really don't feel comfortable leaving you alone in the lab.
Uh-oh, didn't see that one coming.
Don't worry. I'll be back soon.
Great. What now? I glance around and typically give the front door a tug. Locked. Go figure. Just look around the building, searching for a way in. The back door's locked too, obviously. No way I'm going to find the code this quickly. My only option is to break in. Ha. I can't even know how. I'd have to be some sort of criminal. I'm afraid to ask, but Aki might. No way. There's no way she can do something like that. I glance up at the clock tower in the distance. This might be my only chance. I guess it couldn't hurt to ask. I jog to the fountain and wave at Aki.
What's up, Con?
You don't know how to break into a building, do you?
Which building are you talking about?
The biology lab.
That's a pretty high security building. It'll be difficult.
But you can do it?
Of course not.
I knew it.
Naoki can.
I probably should have guessed that. So, should I go talk to him?
No need, he's already on his way. Meet him behind the lab. And bring him this.
Aki tosses something to me and I catch it in both hands. It's a pocket-sized screwdriver. A screwdriver? You just carry one of these around?
You never know when you'll need to put up a lot of shelves.
Fair enough. Okay then. I hurry back to the lab and duck around to the back of the building. Naoki is waiting for me when I arrive. I believe you need this? I hand Naoki the screwdriver and he immediately begins to unscrew the faceplate on the security pad. So, you learned how to break into places. Great conversation topic.
Circumstances were different.
Naoki doesn't bother to look at me as he removes the plate and pulls out a tangled collection of wires. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean...
I'm sorry, but could you just give me a moment?
AKA, shut the hell up, please. I'm busy, and I don't want to talk about this. Right. Sorry. Naoki sorts out the wires in the box and picks out 2.
We only have a few seconds of time, so as soon as I open the door, hurry. I'll have to stay out here to reset the alarm so no one gets suspicious.
Got it. Naoki takes a deep breath and closes his eyes.
Go.
The door clicks and I fling it open. I duck into the lab and shut the door behind me as quickly as I can. Time to get to that printer. I didn't even remember it was a printer I was after. Now I do. Examine the printer. I approach the printer and inspect it. Wires. Plastic bits. I'm not exactly well versed in this stuff. There's a sticker on the front. It's got a phone number for customer service. I pull out my phone and dial the number. It plays in a new, unmemorable jingle for a few agonizing seconds before someone answers.
Hello, you've reached Harvard Packet. How may I direct your call?
HP. Hey, I've got this broken printer. Was wondering how to fix it.
Please wait one moment, sir.
I pace back and forth as the cheesy hold music plays. I don't have much time here. It's going to be extremely awkward if someone walks in on me while I'm still on hold.
Thank you for holding. How may I help you today?
I've got this printer that isn't working. Model number TD4715.
What color is the blinking light?
Orange.
That means the ink heads need to be cleaned. It's a common problem with that model. Hold down the power and the stop button at the same time for 3 seconds.
I push down the indicated buttons and wait. The printer starts whining and something inside begins to spin. Okay, it's making noise. The printer whines a little longer and the paper feed begins to spin. Oh hey, I think it's printing. That was easy.
Is there anything else I can help you with today, sir?
No, I'm good.
Would you be interested in taking a 15-minute survey about the service you received today?
Screw you. Goodbye. No thanks.
Are you sure? You will be entered into a drawing to win a $100 gift card to...
I'm fine, thanks.
Thank you for calling Harvard Packet.
I hang up and hover around the printer. It whirs and sputters, but so far, nothing's printing. Come on. With another screeching whine, the printer finally spits out 2 pages. Thank you. I snatch up the papers and make a mad dash for the exit. Just as I put my hand on the back door, I hear the telltale sound of beeping on the other side. Jupiter, why did she choose the back door? I turn and race for the front door. I slam my shoulder into it and stumble out the lab, hoping that Jupiter didn't see me. I take a few moments to catch my breath before looking down at the crumpled set of papers in my... close enough. Pages in my hand. Alright, what was Dr. Johansson trying to print here? Hope this isn't a chain letter or something. It looks like a formal suspension notice. Dr. Johansson was going to Dr. Johansson was going to suspend one of the students? It doesn't say who this is for, but the reason listed is unauthorized access of confidential information. What's his second sheet? It's a list of times and dates along with the same string of numbers each time. I don't think I can figure this out on my own. Maybe I should ask someone. We always return to the scene of the crime. Jupiter! Nope.
You know where to find.
Alright. Going away. Hockey. I found this note queued in the printer, but I'm not sure what all these numbers are for.
Let me see.
I hand the sheets of paper to Aki, and she flips between them quickly.
It's an access log, a list of who logs into the computer and when. But all these time codes have the same ID number.
The first page is a student suspension notice. The ID must match the intended recipient.
I don't suppose you have any idea who this was meant for.
Sadly, I have not taken it upon myself to seek out everyone's student ID number.
It's probably private information anyway.
Is there some way we can find out whose number that is? Aki grins.
There's always a way. Let's go!
Okay.
To see my brother, of course.
Aki strides along the walkway silently, and I fall into place beside her. Her eyes take on a distant look for a moment, talking to Naoki, no doubt. Naoki greets us outside the building. He still looks tired.
Are you up to it?
Up to what? Naoki nods warily at the two of us.
I've had worse.
He tries to speak reassuringly, but he sounds worn out.
Con found something. Looks like a student ID number. Was thinking we could do a lost and found if you're up to it.
That's not a problem.
Aki looks worried, but she nods and hands the printouts to him. He glances at the strings of numbers.
Okay.
Anyone we need to look out for?
Look out. We're not going to break into anything, are we?
Nothing like that. Sometimes acquiring information is as simple as pretending you already have it. Sean's in there. If you can talk to him for a bit, that would help.
Consider it done. Come along, Con.
Aki throws the front door open and marches in. I follow her, but Naoki hangs back from the two of us.
Hey, you two. What's up?
Sean, so glad we could catch you. Kongai and I have a very important question for you.
Yes, we do.
Sure. Ask me anything.
Can you minor in bagpiping here?
Yes.
Minor in what?
Bagpiping. You know,
Aki holds her hands up and mimes playing a set of bagpipes.
like the instrument?
I would have to look that up for you.
We'd appreciate it.
I'll be right back.
Somehow I doubt it, but okay. With a contented smile, Aki seats herself in a chair and leans back as she's waiting for someone. The front door swings open and Naoki enters. He approaches the information desk timidly and waits for the bored-looking guy at the counter to notice him.
Excuse me. I seem to have misplaced my student ID.
Oh yeah?
The guy snorts through his nose and gives Naoki a smug look.
I can get a replacement here, right?
For $25 you can.
Oh, sure. That's fine.
Naoki fumbles with his wallet and counts out a few bills.
The number is, 14773210002, I think.
He recites the numbers from memory, and the worker types it into his computer.
Okay, Nathan. Fill out this ID request form in triplicate, and I'll need to see 2 different government-approved IDs.
Looks like my cue.
Aki pulls out her phone and taps the screen. Naoki's phone starts ringing and he answers it quickly.
Hello?
Did you know a hummingbird can fly backwards?
I raise an eyebrow at Aki and she sticks her tongue out at me. I don't think I'll ever understand her.
And upside down.
You found it. Where?
I'm kind of craving ramen. What about you?
Naoki pauses for a moment before laughing.
I thought I already looked there. No, it's okay. Thanks. I owe you one.
He hangs up and turns to the guy at the counter.
Looks like I don't need one after all.
Okay, whatever.
The worker sighs and returns to idly surfing the internet.
Time to go.
What about the $25? Aki waits for Naoki to leave before strolling casually to the door. Once outside, she gives her brother an approving pat on the back.
Nicely done. As usual.
Naoki beams. So what now?
Well, the ID belongs to Nathan. Talk to him, I guess.
What? I'm just supposed to walk up to him and ask if he killed Dr. Johansson?
Well, I was thinking more of tying him up and hanging him off a tall building. We could call it aerial motivation.
I like it. Let me guess. Aeravation?
Nope. Motivarial. Nice try, though.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell Gursky about it.
Your loss. You go see Miko. I'm heading back to the student union to see if Sean's got an answer about that bagpiping minor.
Yeah, hey Gursky, what's up? I think Nathan might have a good motive for killing Dr. Johansson.
What makes you say that?
Well, I found this note in the printer. It's an expulsion notice.
Nathan was going to be expelled?
Supposedly for unauthorized access to confidential files. I hand the papers to Gursky and he glances over them quickly. That's the student ID number on the second page.
And how do you know this?
It might be better if I don't tell you that. Gursky arches an eyebrow, and it's not hard to tell he already has a solid idea of where I got the information.
Right. Well, getting kicked out of school is a better motive than anything else we've got. Let's talk to him.
I think he's at the library right now. We can meet there to talk to him. Okay.
Don't wander off.
Library, here I come. Library? Detective Gursky meets me near the library entrance. As soon as he sees me, he pulls out a notepad and begins to flip through it.
So, anything else I should know about this Nathan guy?
Not much comes to mind. He's a TA for most of He's a TA for most of Johansson's classes, but the students don't seem to like him very much. He and David got along pretty well, but I hear he and Jupiter are still on rocky ground. I think he feels undervalued, like he deserves more recognition than he's getting.
Could be a motive to steal the doctor's research and sell it off to a competitor who might value him more. And if Dr. Johansson reported him, that would be a permanent mark on his record. He wouldn't find work anywhere.
That sounds a lot more like a motive. Nathan and David pace around a table of students, all working feverishly on some sort of homework. He pauses momentarily to offer a word of advice to a guy who looks especially feverish. Hey Nathan. Nathan barely bothers to glance in my direction.
I'm sure you can see I'm in the middle of office hours. Can't this wait?
No, it really can't. We need to talk about Dr. Johansson, but...
Gursky nods at the groups of students who have all stopped working to listen to our conversation.
What's going on? Is something wrong?
I just want to talk about something. Private, I guess.
I could take care of your students for a bit.
A teasing grin spreads across his face.
But you'll owe me dinner.
Nathan waves him off, absentmindedly.
When do I not?
Nathan scans the library quickly before motioning for us to follow him.
Over here.
He leads the two of us to find a remote corner of the library.
So, what did you want?
Gursky holds up the first printout.
Do you recognize this?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. What is it?
It's an expulsion notice. Dr. Johansson was planning to expel you for unauthorized access to confidential information. Were you selling it to another research facility?
Nathan snorts through his nose.
You're joking, right? I haven't heard anything about this.
Is that so?
Gursky shows him the second page.
Because I've got an entire page of login times with your student ID that says otherwise.
What the?
Nathan leans in and squints at the page. His eyes widen as soon as he realizes what the numbers mean.
But that doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
This is the first time I've seen this. I never go back to the lab that late.
So, are you saying someone else is using your login?
And will the video evidence back that claim?
The cameras only record in the case of a break-in. If someone used the entry code, there wouldn't be any footage of him. Or her.
Can you explain all of these logins?
No, I don't keep track of when I log in because there's a computer there to do it for me. As you know.
And you're telling me that in this case, the computer must have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, no. Don't blame the computer. It's more likely that someone else used my card to log in. And if you're looking for someone who has a reason to sell secrets, try Aaron. He transferred from our rival school, Western State University. They've never been able to keep up with us. Maybe he wanted to give them an edge. Plus, he keeps misplacing his card, so he borrows everyone else's cards all the time, including mine. Why don't you try asking him about it?
Detective Gursky and I trade glances. Nathan's alibi doesn't sound very compelling, but we can't refute it.
Are we done talking? I've really got to get going. I've got a lecture in
He looks at the clock.
-3 minutes.
You may go, but I'd strongly advise you not to leave campus.
Nathan rolls his eyes.
Like I have time to.
He turns on his heel, scoops up his bag, and dashes out the door.
So, what do you think?
I don't know if I believe him, but it couldn't hurt to talk to Aaron. I think he's still in his room.
Lead the way.
Okay, hey, how you doing? Nope. Okay. Straight to Aaron. Yo, Aki, what's up? Nope, okay. Yo, Lime, how you
Did
doing?
you have enough time to find what you needed?
Lime looks up at me hopefully. She sounds serious. Yeah, I did.
That is good.
You did a good job stalling Jupiter for me. What did you talk about?
The rabbit. I wanted to know if it is well.
Oh,
Why are you sad?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. But it's sad to think that's going to die, isn't it? Lime shakes her head and smiles kindly at me.
All pass away in time. You understand.
I do. That's why it hurts. Sometimes in my dreams, I can still see the memories I've taken from those who have died. None of them expected to die. None of them thought their lives would be so short. Lime places a gentle hand on mine.
None ever do.
Did Jupiter say anything else while she was here?
We spoke of her time here.
Yeah?
She has attended for only 2 years, but it makes her very happy. We also spoke of Sean.
Whoa, how'd he come up in the conversation?
He led before her. It did not make him very happy. His family chose that path for him. He hates his family.
Lime stares down at her hands and watches with a sort of distracted fascination as she locks her fingers together.
I do not understand.
Understand?
Family is not for hating.
Of course not. But sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes people do things they shouldn't.
But why?
Because we're human. And idiots, I guess. People are complicated. Lime nods in eager agreement.
Very.
Alright, thanks, Lime.
Okay.
Yo, Aaron hunches over his desk. He's graduated from drawing spirals to doodling flowers. Hey, Aaron.
Yo, something up?
We kind of have to talk about something.
Okay.
Aaron drops his pen on the binder. He pushes himself away from the desk.
Wee.
He spins in his chair a few times and finally slows to a stop. His hand reflexively moves to his camera and he snaps a shot.
Sup?
Have you ever borrowed Nathan's ID card?
Yeah, all the time.
Why don't you use your own?
Does it matter?
In this case, it kinda does.
I lose mine a lot. Leave in a lab, wrong pair of pants, stuff like that. It doesn't matter which card you use to log in as long as you do, right?
Do you recognize this?
Detective Gursky holds up the printouts and Aaron leans in to get a good look at it. He squints.
Yeah, not really. What is it?
An expulsion notice.
Aaron's eyes widen.
That's no good.
No, it really isn't.
The data suggests that Nathan has been accessing files he shouldn't be, but we have reason to believe you were the one using it.
Whoa.
Aaron holds up his hand in self-defense.
I didn't do anything like that.
Gursky tosses the pages on Aaron's desk.
You're from Western State, aren't you?
Yeah?
I hear Edgewater University and Western State are bitter rivals.
Oh,
Aaron suddenly looks very uncomfortable. You still think of yourself as a Western State student. Just look at the stuff you keep in your room.
Yeah, but...
So, what was the plan? You transferred here to steal information and send it to your friends across the state?
No!
Aaron folds his arms across his
There's
chest.
nothing here worth stealing. Western State's way more advanced. Honestly, coming here is like a step back.
What do you mean?
Aaron looks down and fiddles with the settings on his camera.
We moved on from growing organs a long time ago.
What?
The organs we were producing were failing. Hard. But we figured out how to encourage the body to grow certain cells over others. which means that given the right stimulation, the body could regrow its own organs instead of us having to make new ones.
That's interesting. Self-regeneration?
Guided regeneration, and even that was limited. No new arms or anything crazy.
Alright, well this video is getting long, and my external hard drive seems to be exploding on me. So I'm gonna end this as quick as possible. So, guided regeneration, limited. Looks up and his finger twitches instinctively over his camera.
We haven't really gotten it working yet, but the theory is solid.
Okay, fair enough.
Plus, it has plenty of applications beyond organs, like growing healthy cells instead of cancerous ones.
Come on, hard drive, don't die. But the research here would probably still be of great interest to anyone at Western.
As if. Western wouldn't steal anything from Edgewater, even if they could.
What makes you so certain?
We've got our school pride. Stealing research is like accepting help from the enemy.
With all your dedication to Western, why did you even transfer here?
Clearly not for the excellent grad student program.
You know, there's stuff more important than school loyalties.
And for you, that would be...
My boyfriend lives 10 minutes from here.
Yay.
We got tired of the long distance thing when I was at Weston, so I moved.
Do you others know about this?
Oh, duh. They've all met him. In fact, I was with him during each of the login times listed on the timesheet here.
So that bastard.
You remember all the dates and times you were with him?
I remember these ones. It's our weekly Myth Cards game night with his friends. Ask any of them. Although these login times are only every other week for some reason.
Either this is a coincidence, or whoever used the card waited for Aaron to leave before stealing the information. On top of that, if Nathan knew why Aaron switched schools, why did he suggest something different? Detective Gursky and I trade glances. The look in his eyes says he's thinking the same thing I am. Aaron picks up on our silent exchange.
Something wrong?
Do your lab mates know about your weekly gatherings?
Yup, I invite them every time, but they don't really want to go. Why?
One of your classmates suggested that you transferred schools to steal information.
Aaron's expression tightens.
You mean Nathan?
Well,
you just asked if I ever use his card.
I sigh. Yes, we mean Nathan.
Well, you should probably know that everyone uses his card. He and David hate getting up early to go to lab, so they trade off.
How so?
They take turns waking up early and signing in at the lab with both cards.
I'm doing a bad job at ending this episode, aren't I?
That way, they get to sleep in every other day.
That sounds like a convenient little racket. And you're not part of this?
I actually like waking up early.
I keep forgetting people like that exist. I know, it's true.
So, do you want phone numbers for my alibi or something?
Not at the moment. Just don't go anywhere. We might have more questions later.
Sure. I've got nowhere to be.
The two of us bow out the room as quickly as we can. Great. So now what? Seems like everyone we talk to just points at someone else.
Detective?
Lima steps into our conversation. And then she ends the video. I'm terribly sorry. But I'm paranoid now, because my hard drive's been having issues the last few days, and it's sad. So I'm gonna end this part here. But I'll be back with Lima and Gursky as soon as I possibly can. Which shouldn't be any problem. Just record the video on not the hard drive. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, and goodbye.